Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, the #1 YouTube channel for you to level up your communication skills, learn the art of public speaking, social skills, and personal branding to take your message to the world. For today's episode, we are entering the world of personal branding, and I'm going to give you 3 ways on how to become a better writer. So whether it's your offline or your online personal brand, you'll realize that writing plays a major key. I don't know if it was in your awareness yet, but writing is something that you are consistently doing all the time. Whether you're texting, whether you're sending an email, whether you're writing a blog, etc. So in order to improve your offline and online personal brand, you need to make sure that your writing skills are very sharp. When I first started Armani Talks, I remember I was working with a lot of engineers who needed to improve their social skills so they can work better in the work environment that they were in. And time again, the funniest complaint that I would hear was, yo, Armani, for some reason, I'm always building enemies with my emails. And I was like, why was that? And he's like, I don't know. So time again, I'm just like, yo, just give me little bits and pieces of these emails. And when I'd see it, I mean, these emails were huge. And a lot of these emails had a lot of unnecessary words. They were very cold in terms of language. And it was very strict. It was very formal, something that you would expect in the work environment. But let's just say that it was causing a lot of unnecessary problems. Why though? Why is it that if writing is so important that we're not able to use it in the real world? Because if you think about it, we were taught writing in school. I mean, we've been trained for this for a long time. So what's the issue? The issue is that you have to unlearn a lot of stuff in order to become the best writer that you were meant to be able to become. So today I want to give you 3 tips. 3 tips that I've used to build my Twitter to 27,000 plus followers, a blog that has over 2,000 to 3,000 monthly readers, and an email list that is still growing in real time. I want to give you all the tips, and trust me, it's a lot more simple than you can possibly imagine. So if you're ready, let us begin. When I was a little kid, 4th grade to be exact, we had a competition in school. And the competition was thrown by a club called DARE, DARE, Drug Abuse Resistance Education. And the basic premise of the club was to basically tell the students why they shouldn't do drugs. And around the end of their little presentation, they gave us a competition, a challenge. The best essay on why you shouldn't do drugs will win. So for the next few weeks, your boy was planning and prepping. I was using a lot of the frameworks that they gave us in school. A lot of, hey, plan this out, do this, use these kinds of words, indent with that one finger. I was doing all of that. But I noticed that the whole thing felt like a lot of work. I didn't enjoy it that much. So after failing on writing the first 2 to 3 times, I just crumpled up all the papers, threw it away, and this time I opened up Microsoft Word and I just started typing away. Very minimal thought, just typing. And by the time I was done, I had what I considered a very good story in my hands. I was sure to win. Finally, the competition day comes and I submit my essay. Well, after a long time of evaluations, guess what happens? I don't even rank. Top 3 people got selected and your boy didn't rank. I was sad, but at least it was a learning experience. But there was this girl named Chantel. She won 1st place. And since she won 1st place, she was asked to go on top of the stage and read her essay out loud. So that's exactly what she did. And I remember a bunch of the classmates, we were just hearing her read this essay out loud. And I remember fragments of it. And one of the fragments I remember was, and there I was. I walked into the room that was lit with a luminescent light. And thump, thump, thump. I walked in, step by step. The radiance of this room was breathtaking. It was just a lot of these descriptions, a lot of these flowery language that was great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the words were intertwined in a very nice way. but there was no story. There was no story. And at that time, I was thinking, with all due respect to you, Chantel, how the fuck did you win? How did you win? You didn't tell a story. You're over here just combining words in a very illustrious way, but there is no story. And I remember asking a bunch of the classmates, like, can you guys believe this? And they're like, well, what do you mean, bro? I mean, she did a brilliant job in intertwining the words and making it very nice, and the prose was great. And I was just thinking, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess that's what we are graded for in school. But guess what? Although that may fly in school, in the real world, if you try that, you will be laughed out of the building. Real talk. Whether you're trying to build your personal brand, whether you're trying to send an email, whether you're trying to do anything that includes writing, if you're someone who's just sort of combining words in a strategic way to make it sound nice, but you're not moving a plot or a theme forward, then you are going to fall behind. That's what I mean, that in the real world, writing is a lot about unlearning. And a lot of times unlearning is tougher than the whole learning part, because you have been conditioned for a set of framework for years and years and years. And now I'm telling you to do another one. Other people, the results are basically asking you to do another one. And this seems to shake up your system. But luckily, the 3-step formula that I wanted to tell you earlier is not that difficult. It's very, very simple. You ready for it? Step 1, write more. Step 2, read your writing. And step 3, repeat for the rest of your life. That's it. 3 steps to rule them all. And it's funny because sometimes I'll go on YouTube, and when I see some of these videos, 15 steps on how to become a better writer, all noise. You don't need all that. All you need are these 3 steps. Write more and read it out loud more. And you don't even have to read it out loud. I personally recommend it because now you're working on your writing and your speaking skills, but you could just read it out with your mind. And what happens is, at first, you are just using a lot of words. You're basically going to be stuck in that school mode of thinking where you're just kind of tying different words together. You're not going to see a message yet. You're going to see more words. But keep it going. Keep this 3-step process going and keep it up. And what you'll start to notice is that redundant words are starting to fall off. And the more that the redundant words are starting to fall off, your writing becomes much more polished. You don't have unnecessary movements. Think about it like this. Think about a basketball player who is dribbling, right? Would you prefer the basketball player who needs 50 dribbles to get to the rim? Or would you prefer the basketball player who just needs 5 dribbles to get to the rim? This guy is going to win. This guy is going to be doing a lot of fancy dribbling, but he's not getting anywhere. This person is being efficient. And in the real world, especially with people and their concentration levels, which are very much down, attention levels are plummeting, people are craving for people that get to the point and get to the point quick. So try this 3-step formula. It's very easy. You can choose any medium. You could write with your hands, you can type, you can tweet, whatever the case is. It's the same core principles which will hold true time and time again. Write, read, and repeat. That is it. Do those 3 steps and you will unlock a mega superpower to build your personal brand online and offline. If today's video helps you, make sure you drop a like and you share this video on the social media of choice. Thank you for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you on the next episode.